Hello guys, this is the solution of your homework. First one is page 241a. In triangle ABC, given that the length of BC, so I think we should draw the triangle first. Let's say the triangle is like, there's an obtuse angle, so the triangle will be like this. So that one is B, A and C. The BAC is 110, and then ABC is 20, and then the side of BC is 18, and then the question wants you to find the length of side AC. Okay, this one is a little bit confusing guys, because we didn't have the tangent rule, but suddenly the option give you the tangent. Yeah, so let's see what happened next. So in this case, I have the two angles. That means I will use the sine rule. First is x out of sine 20, and then the next one is 18 over sine 110. Okay, so this one is interesting because we cannot calculate this because the angle is not special. We can calculate this when we have the calculators. Yes, so I have an idea. So I can see that 1110 is related to 20. 1110 is in the second quadrant, right? It's in the second quadrant, and then sine in the second quadrant will be positive, and then I will use 90 degree as the boundaries. So when I subtract it, I will get 20, right? And 20 is the same as this one. So because I use 90 as the boundaries, that means the sign will become cos, and it will become like this. And then I only have to cross multiply, so 18 times sine 20 divided by cos 20. What do I do is this one, 18 times sine 20, and then sine over cos will become tangent. So x equals to 18 times sine 20. The answer is A. Next is question 2. For question 2, we have these triangles, and we also have two angles right there. That means it's obvious we have to use a sine rule. So A over sine 30 equals to B over sine alpha. And then the question wants you to find the value of sine alpha. That means we have to cross multiply like this, B times sine 30. Oh, the question wants you to change the sine 30 into half, and then I will move the A to the right hand side, so you have B over 2A. Sine alpha equals to B over 2A. Next is question 3. For question 3, I will draw the triangle first. This one is Q, and then this one is R, this one is P. Because Q is obtuse, I will put the 105 right there, and then the R is 45. Because we don't have any special angles like 105, that means I think we will need this one. So to find the angle of P, let's subtract 180 minus 45 minus 105, and then you'll have 30 degree. Okay, so this one is 30. I think we'll use the 30 and 45 because 105 is not calculatable. And then PQ is 10 square root of 2. The question wants you to find the length of QR. In these questions, we have two angles. That means sine rule. It will be like that. So 10 square root of 2 over sine 45 equals to QR over sine 30. Okay, and then I will cross multiply like that. Sine 30 is half times 10 square root of 2 equals to sine 45 is square root of 2 over 2 times QR. and then you can cross out the 2, cross out the square root of 2, you'll have QR equals to 10 centimeters. C. And then the next one is question 4, PQR side. Okay, so let's draw the triangle first. Let's say this one is P, this one is Q, and this one is R. QR equals to 8, and then PR equals to 4 square root of 6, and then Q is 60 degree, and then the question wants you to find the value of sine P plus cos P. Okay, so we have to find the sine of that angle. That means we have two angles right now, and because we have two angles, we can use sine rule. For square root of 6 out of sine 60 equals to 8 over sine P. And then let's do the cross multiplication. We'll have 4 square root of 6 sine P equals to 8 times sine 60. Sine 60 is square root of 3 over 2. And then we only have to move the 4 square root of 6. 8 times square root of 3 over 2 divided by 4 square root of 6 divided by 4 square root of 6. That means multiplied by 1 out of 4 square root of 6. Okay, let's simplify this. You can cross out the square root of 3 with square root of 6. It will become square root of 2. And then we will cross out the 4, 2, and 8. 4 times 2 equals to 8. 8 with 8 is crossed out. So you will only have 1 over square root of 2. This is the value of sine P, but we have to rationalize it. You times it with square root of 2 over square root of 2. That means the answer is square root of 2 over 2. Okay, so this is sine P. And then next is to find the cos P. Okay, because this is the result of special angles, we have this result in the table. I can tell that the P is 45 degree. That means the value of cos P will be also 40 square root of 2 over 2, because cos 45 is square root of 2 over 2. That means the question wants you to find sine P plus cos P. You only have to add them. It will give you square root of 2 as the result. So the answer is B. And then the next one is question 5 in the triangle ABC. Let's draw the triangle first. Wait. Triangle will be like that. This one is A, this one is B, this one is C. AB is 5 square root of 2, BC is 6, and BAC is 45 degree. And then if angle ACB an acute angle, ACB is an acute angle, that means cos ACB equals to, okay, we have two angles right here, that means sine rule, so you'll have 6 over sine 45 degree equals to 5 square root of 2 over sine C. Okay, so let's do cross multiplication. 6 sine C equals to 5 square root of 2 times sine 45 is square root of 2 over 2. That means square root of 2 times square root of 2 equals to 2. 2 divided by 2 equals to 1. That means sine C equals to 5 over 6. Okay, because we already have sine C, the question wants you to find the cos, right? So the cos will be like this. You create a right triangle. Sine equals to opposite over hypotenuse. So the opposite will be 5. The hypotenuse will be 6. Using the trigonometry, not trigonometry, the Pythagoras theorem, you'll have 36 minus 25 equals to square root of 11. That means the value of the cos will be adjacent over hypotenuse. And the question says the angle is acute. That means the value of the cos will be positive. So the answer is C. Okay, the next one is page 242B. For this one, I've tried these questions before, but I cannot find the usage of sine rule and cos rule in these questions, because we can use simple basic trigonometry in these questions. So the length of AB equals to 6. I can tell that this one is 6. This is a chord. A chord means it can be divided into two parts, and you will get 3 and 3 right here. This one is 3 and this one also 3. Okay, let's label it as D. That means BD equals to 3 and DA also 3. Okay, next is the question said that BC equals to 4. Because BC equals to 4 and this one is 3, that means CD equals to 1. Yeah, okay, I will erase this. So CD equals to 1. Okay, that's too small. This one is D. Okay, so BD equals to 3, CD equals to 1, and AC is 2. Because this one is 3 earlier, that so AC will be 3 minus 1 equals to 2. Okay, so the next thing is if this one is 120 degree, that means this one will be 30 and this one will be also 30. Do you know why? Because this is an isosceles triangle. How do you know it is an isosceles triangle? Because the triangle has the side as the radius of the circle. Yeah, so this one is radius, this one is radius. That means equal length. Equal length will give you equal angles also. And how do you get 30? You minus the 180, the sum of the triangle with 120 equals to 60. And you divide the 60 by 2 because 60 is the sum of angle A and angle B altogether. So one of them is 30. This is how you get 30. Okay, and then after this, I will use this triangle to find, because the triangle is 90 degree, that means I already know that this one is 60 degree. Okay, and then I will try to find OD using that triangle. I will use maybe tangent, yeah. Tangent of 30 degree equals to opposite over adjacent. The opposite of the 30 is this one, which is OD. OD over the adjacent of the triangle is BD, which is 3. And then this one is square root of 3 over 3 equals to OD over 3. You cross multiply, you will get OD equals to square root of 3. Okay, after you have the OD, now I want to use this triangle to find this angle, guys. Wait, that's so small. To find this angle, yeah. Let's say that angle is x, so I will use this one is square root of 3. I will use tangent, yeah. Tangent x degree equals to opposite. The opposite for that triangle is 1 and the hypotenuse is square root of 3. Okay, if you didn't recognize this value, that means you have to rationalize it first. If you already recognize, that means you can find the x easily. Tangent x equals to square root of 3 over 3. That means x equals to 30 degree. Okay, so that one is 30. That means the angle of BOC. BOC is this one. Wait, use the green. Now BOC is that one. That means BOC equals to 60 plus 30 equals to 90 degree. That's it. And then the next one is page 250. We have the triangles, the side of the triangles, which is 12, 12 square root of 3, and 12. Okay, as you can see, the triangle is isosceles triangles, but it doesn't matter because the question wants you to find the largest angle. The largest angle will be the one that in the opposite sides of the 12 square root of 3. I mean the longest sides, yeah. So the longest sides in this triangle is 12 square root of 3. That means the opposite angle will be this one, and this one is the largest angle. Okay, I will label it as x. That means the formula will be x squared using cos rule, yeah, because we only have one angle, that means we have to use cos rho. Sorry, should be 12 square root of 3 square equals to 12 square plus 12 square minus 2 times 12 times 12 times cos x. Okay, so the first and the last terms will be the one that oppose each other. Next is 144 times 3. 144 times 3 is 3, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, 3, 2. 432 equals to 144 plus 144 and then minus 288 and then cos x. Okay, and then you have to calculate 432 minus 144 minus 144 equals to 144 equals to negative 288 cos x, and then cos x equals to 144 divided by negative 288 equals to negative half. That means the x will be 120 degree. How do you get 120 degree? You will think like what is the angle of cos that will give you negative half as the result. Yeah, that means the x will be 120. Next is question 2 in triangle ABC. Draw the triangle first. This one is A, this one is B, this one is C. AB is 9, AC is 8, BC is 7. The value of sine A. Okay, instead of the questions, the question wants you to find the sine A. In this picture, we only have one angle, which is us. That means we have to use cos, yeah, cos rho. Even though the question wants you to find sine A. That means 7 first, 7 equals to, and then cos x at the back. This one is 8 square, this one is 9 square, minus 2 times 8 times 9 times cos x. This one is 49, this one is 64, this one is 81, minus 16 times 9 is 144 cos x. And then 49 minus 64 minus 81 equals to negative 96 equals to negative 144 cos x. That means cos x equals to 96 divided by 144. You'll have 2 over 3 as the result. But the question wants you to find the sine. Oh, sine A. This one is cos A then. A. It means you have to create a right triangle. Cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. That means if this one is the A, the adjacent is 2, hypotenuse is 3. Using Pythagoras theorem, you'll have 9 minus 4. 3 square minus 2 square equals to square root of 5. That means the value of the sine will be opposite over hypotenuse. Square root of 5 over 3, which is B. And the next one is question 3 in triangle PQR. So I will draw the triangle first. Okay, this one is P, this one is Q, this one is R. And then the line of PQ equals to 12, PR equals to 8, QR equals to 4 square root of 7. And then the question wants you to find the angle of PQR, which is this one, alpha. Okay, so let's create the formula. You will use cos rho for this one. That means 8 square first, and then cos alpha at the end of the formula. And then the 4 square root of 7 is right there. And then 12 is right here. And then minus 2 times 4 square root of 7 times 12 times cos alpha, like this. And then the calculation will be 64. This one is 16 times 7. It's 16 times 7. 72 plus 70 plus 42. It's 112. And then plus 114. Then minus, for this one you have 896 square root of 7. And then cos alpha. And then you only have to move the 112 and 114 to the other sides. So you have 64 minus 112 minus 114. It will become 162 negative 96 square root of 7 and then cos alpha. And then the cos alpha equal to negative 162 divided by negative 96 square root of 7. 162 divided by 96 can be simplified into 2 over square root of 7 equals to cos alpha. Okay, the question wants you to find the tangent alpha. That means you have to create a right triangle like this. Then the alpha is right here. Cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. That means the adjacent is 2, hypotenuse is 7. That means this one is square root of 4. Square root of 4 equals to, square root of 3 ya, square root of 3. Okay, so the tangent alpha will be opposite over adjacent, square root of 3 over 2. Okay, B. And then next one, question 4, we have triangle ABC, and the length of AB equals to 6, the length of AC equals to 10, the angle of A is 60. Find the length of BC. Okay, we only have one angle, so that means cos rule, x square equals to 10 square plus 6 square minus 2 times 10 times 6 times cos 60. Okay, let's calculate this. X squared equals to 100 plus 36 minus 120 times half. That means x squared equals to 136 minus 60. So x equals to square root of 76. And if you simplify this, you'll get to square root of 19. Okay, question 5. We have two cars depart from the same location. The direction of car A and car B forms an angle of 120 degree. Okay, so let's say car A go to the right, and then the B will be go to this direction, and the angle is 120 degree. So this one is 120 degree. Okay, if the speed of the car A is 50, so V equals to 50 kilometers per hour. But the question says after 2 hours, yeah, that means we have to find the distance. Distance equals to speed times time. So 50 times 2 equals to 100 kilometers. For the other car, you have distance equals to 60 times 2 equals to 120. So instead of writing the speed, let's write the distance instead. 100 kilometers and 120 kilometers. The question wants you to find the distance between the two cars. That means this one. Then we'll use cos rule because we only have one angle. That means x squared equals to 120 square plus 100 square minus 2 times 120 times 100 times cos 120 degree. Okay, so this one is 14400 plus 10000 minus 24000 times cos 120 is negative half. Okay, let's calculate this. You have 14400 plus 10,000 plus 12,000, 36400. Then you have to square root it. Square root of 100 become 10. Square root of 364 is 2 square root of 91. So altogether the result is 20 square root of 91. There you go. And then next is page 250b. A parallelogram has side of 10 and 12. The length of shorter diagonal is 7. Calculate the length of the longer diagonal. Okay, let's create the parallelogram first. Okay, let's say it's like that. And then shorter diagonals means this one. Shorter diagonal is 7, this one is 10, this one is 12. Okay, Let's try to find this angle first, x. So we will use cos rule. That means 7 square equals to 10 square plus 12 square minus 2 times 10 times 12 times cos x. This one is 49 equals to 100 plus 144 minus 24 0 and then cos x. And then 49 equals to 244 minus 240 cos x. And then we will move the 244. 49 minus 244 is negative 195 equals to negative 240 cos x. And then cos x equal to 195 divided by 240. You have 13 out of 16. Okay, this is the cos x. And then next is to find the longer diagonals. That means this one. Because you want to find this one, that means you will have to know these angles. But unfortunately, we don't have the angles and we cannot use our calculator. So I will use the relationship between this angle and that angle. Okay, take a look at this. So first we will take a look at these shapes. If this one is x, that means this one also x. Okay, and if that one is x, that means this one is 180 degree minus x. Okay, good. So the next thing is we have to find the value of cos 180 degree minus x. 180 degree minus x is on the second quadrant. That means cos in the second quadrant will be negative. You will erase the 180. We already did this learned this in the previous chapter, right? So I think you have to be able to do this. So the value of cos 180 minus x is negative 13 over 16. Okay, good. Now we already have the value of this cos. We can find this one. So x squared equals to 12 square plus 10 square minus 2 times 12 times 10 times cos the angle. And the angle is 180 minus x. Okay, let's calculate this. So we have 144 plus 100 minus 240 times the value of the cos is this one, negative 13 over 16. And then I will calculate it all together. 144 plus 100 minus 240 times negative 13 out of 16. So I will have 439. And I think this is the answer. Okay, and then next is question 10. For this one, I will separate the quadrilaterals like this. So I need to find this one first. Let's say that one is y. So use cos rule since we only have one angle right there. Y square equals to 2 square plus 3 square minus 2 times 3 times cos 60. Cos 60. Okay, so y square equals to 4 plus 9 minus this one is 12 times half, so this one will be 6. Y equals to square root of 13 minus 6 equals to 7. Okay, so y equals to square root of 7. And then next I will use this triangle to find the x. We will use another cos because we only have one angle right there, which is 60. So the opposite of the angle is y. That means square root of 7 first equals to 2x squared plus x squared minus 2 times 2x times x times cos 60. Okay, let's calculate this. 7 equals to 4x squared plus x squared minus 4x squared times cos 60 is half. It means 7 equals to 5x squared minus 2x squared. 7 equals to 3x squared, so x squared equals to 7 over 3. That means x equals to square root of 7 over 3. X equals to square root of 7 over square root of 3. You can separate the square root like this and we rationalize it. So x equals to square root of 21 over 3. Oh, wait. Okay, so x equals to square root of 21 over 3. That means BC equals to, as you can see, BC equals to x. So yeah, this is the answers. I think the answer key is wrong. So the correct answer is this one. And the next one is page 257A in triangle ABC, given that, wait, in the triangle ABC, this is A, this is B, this is C. This B is this one in the opposite of the angle B. C is right here, and then the area is 12. Okay, because we use these sides, that means the angle will be this one when you use the formula of the area of triangle later. Yeah, so the area of triangle is half times A times B times sine C. The area is already given, which is 12. 12 equals to half times A is 8, B is 6, times sine C is alpha. Cross out this one, you'll have 12, and then 12 divided by 12 equals to 1. Sorry, that's 24. That means 12 divided by 24 equals to half sine alpha. That means alpha is 30 degree. Okay, because that's an acute angle, so we only take the 30. Even though we still have another solution for this one, yeah, 150. So we take the 30 only. Next is question 2. In the triangle ABC, given that AB is 8 square root of 3, AC equals to BC equals to 8 and 8, find the area of the triangle. Okay, so for this one, I think we can find the area of triangle without using the formula of half AB sine C, because this is isosceles triangle. That means we can divide the 8 square root of 3 into 2 parts. So you have 4 square root of 3 right there, and then 4 square root of 3 right here. And then we can find the height of the triangle using Pythagoras theorem. It will be square root of 8 square minus 4 square root of 3 square. H equals to square root of 64 minus 48. H equals to square root of 16, so H equals to 4. And then use the triangle formula, half times base times height equals to half times base is 8 square root of 3 times height equals to 4. So final answer is 16 square root of 3. Next is question 3. We have triangle of PQR. This one is P, this one is Q, and that one is R. Angle P is 60 degree. Angle PQ, side of PQ is 15. PR is 20. Find the area of triangle. Okay, so the angle already match with the sides, so we can use the formula directly. Half times A times B times sine C equals to 150 times square root of 3 over 2. That means 75 square root of 3. Wait, what? Wait, did I do wrong? I think I did it correctly. So yeah, that's the answer. 75 square root of 3. And then next is this one. Given that the area of triangle is 84 plus 35 square root of 3, find the length of BC. Area. Okay, so for this one, we have to use the area of triangle using this formula S minus A, S minus B, and S minus C. And the S is half A plus B plus C. Okay, so first I want you to find the area of this triangle. That means find the S first. Half times 13 plus 14 plus 15. And the result will be 13 plus 14 plus 15 is 42, divided by 2 is 21. That means the area of the triangle is 21 times 21 minus 13, and then the next is 21 minus 15, and the last one is 21 minus 14. Okay, and then we calculate this. Square root of 21 times 8 times 6 times 7 equals to 84. So the area of the yellow triangle or the first triangle is 84. Because the total area is 84 plus 35 square root of 3, and our first triangle is 84, that means we can find the area of the second triangle like this, and then you move the 84 from the left hand side, you'll have 35 square root of 3 as the second area. Okay, in the second area we have this angle 60. That means the sides will be this one if you use your formula later. Area of triangle equals to half times A is 14, the B we don't know yet, which is x, times sine 60, and the area is 35 square root of 3. Okay, you cross this out, it becomes 7 times x times sine 60 is square root of 3 over 2. You can cross out the square root of 3, and then you can cross out the 35. You'll have x equals to 10. And the questions wants you to find BC, that means this is the answer. Next is question 8. For question 8, we have this triangle, and then I have to find the area of the triangle. How? Okay, so first, I think I have to find one of the sides first. Maybe this one. Okay, I don't think I can find that one using sine rule or cos rule, even though we have a lot of angles right there. But the 105 is not in the special angles table, so we cannot solve this without using calculator, yeah. But I think we can do this. Let's split the triangles into two parts, make it into a right triangle like this. And then because this is 45, that means this one also 45, and this one will be the rest, 105 minus 45 equals to 60. Okay, and then what next? Okay, I have an idea. So if I redraw this triangle, I'll have 45 right here, and then this one is let's say this one is x and this one is y. Okay, use tangent. Tangent 45 equals to x opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite over adjacent. That means 1 equals to x over y. That means x equals to y. Okay, so we have the value of y right now, which is the same as x. Yeah, actually you don't have to use tangent because it's 45. Because it's 45, that means this angle at these sides will be equal. That means if you let this one is x, this one will be also x. Okay, next we'll go to the next one. We already know that this one is x and this whole thing is 4 centimeters. That means this one will be 4 minus x centimeters, and this one is x. That means this one also x. This one is 30 degree. Okay, right now we can use tangent one more time. So tangent 30 degree equals to opposite. The opposite is 4. The adjacent is 4 minus x. Okay, tangent 30 is square root of 3 over 3 equals to x over 4 minus x. And then we want to find the x. That means you have to cross multiply 4 square root of 3 minus square root of 3x equals to 3x. And then you move this 4 square root of 3 equals to 3x plus square root of 3x. And then you factorize the x taken out. So you will only have 3 plus square root of 3, and then you move them all. 4 square root of 3 over 3 plus square root of 3. Okay, this is the x. The x means the height of the triangle if this one is the base. So the height is that one. Okay, let's find the area using area equals to half times base times height. Area equals to half times base. Half times the base is 4. The height is 4 square root of 3 over 3 plus square root of 3. Okay, I think it's more clear now that we have to rationalize this. We will multiply it with 3 minus square root of 3 over 3 minus square root of 3 equals to, this one is 2, and then 2 multiplied with this one is 8 square root of 3, and then you will write it as 3 minus square root of 3 like this, over the bottom part will be 3 times 3 equals to 9. This one will be cancelled out later, so this one is negative 3. Okay, and then you multiply this, you'll have 24 square root of 3, and you multiply this also, you'll have negative 24 out of 6, and then when you divide it, you'll have 4 square root of 3 minus 4. Oh, you have to factorize the 4, 4 open bracket square root of 3 minus 1. That's it. Okay, next is a hexagon. Hexagon is the 6gon. 6gon means the shapes will be like this. And you have to know that the hexagon is formed by 6 equilateral triangle. Why is it like that? Because this one rotation divided by 6 equals to 60. That means this one is 60, 60, 60, 60. And this one is equal length. That sides is equal in length. That means 180 minus 60 equals to 120. The rest of the angle will be 180, and then you divide by 2, it will become 60. So this one is 60, and that one also 60. Okay, so next is the question wants you to find the length of diagonal PR. Let's see which one is PR. PQRSTU. Okay, so PR is this one. Okay, let's use this triangle. Let's use this triangle. Okay, length of each side is 3. I already told you that the triangle is equilateral. That means if the length of the side is 3, that means the length of this will be also 3. This one is 3, and then I already told you that this one is the this one is 60, this one is 60. That means this one will be 120. Okay, we are ready to find PR. Let's use cos rule because we only have one angle. That means x square equals to 3 square plus 3 square, this times this, this and this one, minus 2 times 3 times 3 times cos 120. Okay, let's calculate this. 9 plus 9 minus 18 times negative half. So x equals to square root of 18 plus 9 square root of 27, x equals to 3 square root of 3. Next is question 10. For question 10, given that the shape above is regular hexagon inside a circle, find the area of the shared region. Okay, so first let's do this. Okay, I have one more area of triangle, especially for equilateral triangle. We can use this formula, a square root of 3. Yeah, so to find this triangle, the area of this triangle, you only have to use that formula. Area equals to 1 over 4 times the side is 2, and then square root of 3. And then you will multiply it, you'll have square root of 3 for one of them, like this. Yeah, and then because we have 6 triangles, we will multiply this by 6. So the total area, or the area of the hexagon, that's pentagon. Wait, hexagon is like this. Okay, the total area of the hexagon will be 6 times square root of 3. That means 6 square root of 3. Okay, and then to find the shaded area region, you have to find the area of the circle first. the area of the circle is pi r square, and the radius is this one, which is 2. So the area will be pi times 2 square equals to 4 pi. Okay, all of the circle is 4 pi because we cut it. That means we have to subtract. It means the area of the shaded part is 4 pi minus 6 square root of 3. D. Next is question 2, page 261a. A ship sails from port A to port B, covering a distance of 200 kilometers in the direction of 030 from A. Okay, you already read from A. That means we will start from A. A is right here, and then you will do the north first. You draw the north first, and then you will measure 30 degree from the north clockwise. So this one is 30 degree, and then you draw the line, and you will get port B. Okay, the distance is given, which is 200 kilometers, and then it changed course to port C, traveling 300 kilometers in the direction of 150. Okay, so next is 150. So 150 is this big. That means port C will be right there, and oh, that's 300. It will be longer. That's 300 kilometers, and we will get the port C. And then after that, we can create the triangle. The question wants you to find the shortest distance from port A to port C. That means this one, yeah, the shortest distance. This one. Okay, but before we calculate the x, we have to find the measurement of this angle. To find the measurement of this angle, you have to know that this one is 150, and then the idea is you have to extend this line, because when you extend it, you will know that this one is 30. And because this big is 150, that means we can find this one by 150 minus 30 equals to 120. So this one is 120. This big, yeah, 120. Okay, and then next is to find this. So this one is 60. Okay, that means x square equals to 200 square plus 300 square minus 2 times 200 times 300 times cos 60. Okay, and then we only have to calculate. Okay, I have an idea for this one. Let's pretend that this one is not 200 and 300, but 2 and 3 first, because it will be easier to calculate. 4 plus 9 minus 12 times cos 60 is half. So x equals to square root of 13 minus 6 equals to 7. Then don't forget that we erased the 0 before. That means we add the 0 right there. Yeah, of course you cannot do it like that. You have to write it as 100 square root of 7 kilometers. And then next question is question 4. A ship sails east for 200 kilometers. Okay, east means go to the right. This one is 200 kilometers, and then turn in the direction of 030. Okay, 030 means you draw the north first, and then you will measure 30 degree like that, and then the ship will be go there. It travels 400 kilometers like this, and then the question wants you to find the distance of the ship right now from its starting point. Okay, let's find this angle first. This one will be 90 degree. 90 plus 30 is 120 degree. Because we have to find this, that means we can use the cos rule. The cos rule said that x square equals to 2 square plus 4 square minus 2 times 2 times 4 times cos 120. Okay, for this one, I ignore the 0 first. We can add it later after we get the final answer. X square equals to 4 plus 16 minus, this one is 16 times negative half. So x equals to square root of 20 plus 8, 28. That means x equals to 2 square root of 7. Remember, we still have the 0. That means 200 square root of 7. Okay, good. Yeah, I think that's all. If you don't understand some of them, you can also ask me in the class later. Yeah, thank you guys. Bye bye.